Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So James Gunn dropped a bomb recently, said that he'd been offered DC films in the Justice League universe post Christopher Nolan. So this is going to be a breakdown of that. He also talked about DC films that he was interested in doing. He didn't confirm exactly when he was offered this DC movie, like when this was all taking place, but this tweet offers like a little clarification. It might have been after Guardians of the Galaxy, putting it well past the time when they would have already started putting Batman v Superman in motion, as well as Suicide Squad, so I don't think it was those films. And because James Gunn is so good at working with misfit characters, I really feel like it would be Green Lanterns. That was probably the movie that he was offered. Because there was such a stigma attached to the movie after it bombed in 2011, one of the big reasons why it has remained off of DC's big promotional schedule is because it's so far off and so separated from what's going on in the Justice League movies right now. But it is connected to Justice League. We'll see Hal Jordan in other Green Lanterns with Justice League eventually. It's just that in addition to that movie being really hard to nail for any director, you have like the added baggage of what happened with it in 2011. So they just want to put some distance between that. So I think considering that James Gunn would have been making a Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, like if that movie blew up and then they're like, oh my god, look at what he did with these misfit characters that nobody cared about before. He made everybody care about them and it almost made $1 billion. Okay, we need to have him do this for some of our characters, but he's probably going to make a trilogy. So that's why Green Lanterns was probably so far off. They just wanted to help people forget about the last movie and give him time to make his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. The third Guardians movie hasn't come out yet, but I would expect it within about 2 years of the release of the second Guardians movie, which is next year, 2017. So sometime in 2019 or 2020, we'll see that third Guardians movie. Marvel's probably going to shuffle the release dates of a couple films in Phase 4 just based on the success of a lot of the new characters' movies in Phase 3. Like we have Doctor Strange, we have Black Panther, we have Captain Marvel. If some of those movies really blow up way bigger or do way worse than they expect, then they'll just shuffle dates a little bit. But as sensational as all of this sounds, like, oh my god, the idea of James Gunn directing a DC film, that's crazy. I would love to see James Gunn's take on DC characters. You have to remember that there's just like a certain small group of directors in Hollywood that are just like A-game. Anything that they touch turns into an awesome movie. Like Christopher Nolan is the best example of that. He came out of the Dark Knight trilogy being able to do anything that he wanted, one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood. So when you have repeat big giant hits like it seems James Gunn is going to have with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, like with the big Guardians franchise, you get a lot more people just banging on your door asking for help because everybody wants a franchise. Every studio wants the regularity of profits that a franchise brings. So if you're an amazing director who can tell really amazing stories with any group of misfit characters, you're just like the hot girl in high school. Everybody wants to go out with you. So this is really a testament to James Gunn being super awesome. But then he went on to say that obviously he declined because he's too busy with Guardians, and the characters that they offered him, which may or may not have been Green Lanterns, just weren't that interesting to him. The characters that he talks about being really interested in, like Swamp Thing, Shazam, Metal Men, they're all really like misfit characters that aren't super popular. Like you have Batman, Superman, they're good examples of the most popular characters. Everybody wants to write a Batman story. James Gunn seems to be more interested in the really weird characters that nobody cares about. So naturally, DC probably isn't as excited to make one of those movies. Like they want to make the really big character movies first, which is a totally normal thing, but they do have a release schedule that they want to hit. So based on the time that DC wanted to make this movie, like the release date they wanted to hit, in the time that James Gunn had available and the characters they were offering, he said that he had to decline. But I just love the idea of a James Gunn Swamp Thing movie, or even like Metal Men. Metal Men are a super deep cut. But let me know in the comments, which movie do you think that he was offered? Do you think it was Green Lanterns, or do you think that it was something else? Do you think it was like a single character movie? I just feel like it was a big ensemble team-up movie. And which movie would you want to see James Gunn do if he were to do a DC movie? I feel like Swamp Thing, everybody wants a Swamp Thing movie, so if that's going to be the one we do, then that would be the one I would want James Gunn to do. But just to explain why I don't think that he was offered Justice League or some of the more recent films, like the films that are coming out really soon, I feel like Zack Snyder had already been hired to do Man of Steel, and as part of the moderate success of that film, he was offered Batman v Superman. They wanted to get the ball rolling because that started out as a Superman sequel, but then kind of got turned into a Batman movie with Superman in it, and the plan sprawled into the big Justice League 10 film release schedule. So all that happened after Man of Steel had come out, so their plans changed really quickly, and obviously they've already changed again because of all the stuff that's going behind the scenes with Jeff Johns becoming the new Kevin Feige of DC Films, but they already had this very clear vision of what they wanted with Batman v Superman, Justice League. Suicide Squad was kind of like this own thing off by itself, and because David Ayer only had about 6 weeks to work on the Suicide Squad script, I feel like that, there's not enough time for that to have worked out for James Gunn to have been offered it after Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, he was pretty much guaranteed to be working on the Guardians sequel when they were starting work on Suicide Squad. So that's why I feel like Justice League was always going to be a Zack Snyder film, although it is really interesting to think about James Gunn directing a Justice League movie. But what's going to happen next is, in the Marvelverse, they've talked about Punisher Season 1, that Netflix looks like it's revealed that it's coming out in 2017, so I'll be doing a video about that next, so be sure to subscribe to get that. Congratulations to the DC giveaway winner, Joshua Orilla. You won a $20 Amazon gift card. Just be sure to private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. There is a new round of the giveaway that starts now. I know we're talking about James Gunn, who's Marvel, but technically this is a DC video. But all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Like my next DC video will probably be Flash Season 3, but my next video today will be Punisher Season 1, so that should post later tonight. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer breakdown from Comic-Con, and you can click here to learn all about Henry Cavill's black Superman costume in Justice League. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.